What is the spiritual dream meaning of skydiving?
Her name was Valentina, and she learned how to fly by learning how to fall. So picture this. She was born in a tiny Russian village. By 16, she's working a loom in a textile factory, just like her mom. Pretty unremarkable, right? But then, at 22, something clicks. She becomes an amateur parachutist. She learns to jump out of planes. She learns to let go. So when the Soviet space program went looking for the first woman in space, you know who they wanted? Not a pilot, nope. They wanted a parachutist, and they chose her.
48 times. She orbited the Earth 48 times. The only woman in history, by the way, to fly a solo mission in space. She fell so she could fly.
Okay, so why does her story matter for your dream? Let's get right into it. If you're dreaming of skydiving, your subconscious is not just taking you on some thrill ride, it is handing you a message, a big one, wrapped in wind and altitude and, the terrifying beauty of that open sky.
And let's be absolutely clear about this. These dreams, they're not just random brain noise. They are your psyche's most urgent, most direct way of telling you that something in your life requires a leap of faith. And not tomorrow, not next week, right now.
So, that brings us to a few questions, and I need you to answer them honestly, for yourself. These aren't just, poetic little thoughts. They're diagnostic.
Are you standing on the edge of a major life decision and just stalling?
Next, is there something you're gripping onto so tightly that it is slowly, and I mean literally killing you?
Think about this. Have you been playing small? Keeping it safe, staying contained, while some part of you, deep inside, is just screaming for open sky.
And the last one? Are you terrified that if you finally let go, there will be absolutely nothing there to catch you?
And here is the absolute key to understanding this dream. You are not falling because you slipped or got pushed. No, you chose to jump. That distinction, well, it changes everything.
From a psychological standpoint, this dream is all about your relationship with one thing: trust. I'm talking trust in yourself, trust in the universe, trust in life itself. It's the ultimate symbol of willingly surrendering.
Look, your brain is staging an intervention with this dream. It's putting a huge spotlight on a conflict raging inside you. See, there's a part of you that is ready to leap forward into a new job, a new relationship, a whole new life. But then there's this other part of you that is white-knuckling the doorframe, clinging to what feels safe and known. This dream is forcing you to look at that battle head on.
And spiritually, well, the message has so many layers. It's about liberation, that deep need to just break free. It's about trust and surrender, finally letting go and letting life carry you. It's rebirth, letting the old you die so the new you can be born. It's courage as love, a radical act of love for yourself. And finally, ascension, a total expansion of your consciousness.
I'm going to say it again. This dream is not decorative. It is urgent. It is a demand. And think back to Valentina. She didn't jump because she wasn't scared. Of course she was. She jumped because the mission was bigger than her fear. And that right there, is exactly what your subconscious is asking of you. So you have to ask yourself, why this dream? Why now? It's because your inner life has stopped whispering. It is screaming at you through imagery. It has to use this shocking, visceral metaphor of falling through the sky because your conscious mind has been too busy, too numb, or frankly, too afraid to hear the whisper.
Hear it now. Part 2. Okay, so your dream, it's not random. It is a data point, and every little detail is a message screaming up from your subconscious. We're going to break this down into 4 stages: the leap, the crisis, the fall, and the final message. I want you to listen for the one that holds you, the one that makes you sit up straight. All right, let's get into it. First up, the leap. The big question is, who are you jumping with? Because, believe me, that one detail, it says everything about self-reliance, about trust, and about how you surrender to the big things in your life. So if you're jumping alone, your soul is screaming at you to grab the wheel on a decision you've been letting someone else make. This isn't about being lonely, it's about you taking back your power. But what if you're jumping with someone else? Well, now your psyche is putting that relationship under a microscope. Is it a real alliance, or is one of you just getting dragged out of the plane?
But what if you're strapped to an instructor? Oh, that's a whole different signal. That's a direct pointer to your need for some serious guidance.
This is your subconscious admitting something powerful. You just can't get through the toughest parts of your life on your own right now. And that's not weakness, it's strength. So the message here is crystal clear. Figure out what wisdom you need and stop pretending you've got it all figured out. It is time to find that guide, that mentor. You know, the one with the parachute you can actually trust.
Okay, let's move on. We're now at stage 2, the crisis. And this is where your mind starts sending up the emergency flares. So did the parachute fail in your dream? Whatever you do, do not brush this off. This isn't just some bad dream. It's a 5-alarm fire in your psyche.
I mean, the message could not be more urgent. It's basically telling you that whatever truth you're ignoring right now is going to absolutely wreck you later. It's a flat-out warning that you are in free fall and you have no backup.
So what are you trusting that has never actually been tested? You need to confront it right now, before it's too late.
But what if you get to the edge and you just can't jump? Don't write this off as you being a coward. Your mind is signaling something way deeper. This is about grief. So you're grieving the version of you that has to die for the new one to be born. Your mind is exactly what has to change, but the emotional price tag, it feels way too high. So you're just stuck there, frozen in the doorway.
So your job is to name it. What are you refusing to let go of? Name the thing that has you frozen in that doorway. Is it a relationship, a job, an old version of yourself? Identify it.
All right, now let's talk about the fall itself. Because the distinction here, it's literally everything. I mean, think about it. The same life event, quitting a job, ending it all with someone, can feel like a total catastrophe or an incredible liberation. Your dream is showing you exactly which story you're telling yourself about it. The facts of your situation aren't going to change, but your relationship to those facts, that you can control. So is this a falling story or a flying story? You need to consciously rewrite the narrative. Choose flight.
So that brings us to the final piece, the message. What is the ultimate point of all this? Why this dream, and why are you having it now?
Okay, if you jumped into water, your leap isn't about the outside world. It's a call to dive deep into your own inner life. It's pointing right at all that inner work you've been putting off. You know, the therapy, the journaling, those brutally honest talks with yourself that you keep avoiding. The water is waiting. And if you landed safely, your mind is literally giving you the ending so you'll have the guts to trust the beginning. This is a promise. It's proof that your track record for getting through things is a hell of a lot better than your anxiety wants you to believe. Trust it. But what if the dream just keeps coming back? This right here is the most urgent category of all. A recurring dream isn't just a story, it's a campaign. Your brain is stuck in a loop it can't solve. It's trying to complete something, to process it, but it can't because you haven't changed the pattern in your actual life. Your subconscious is practically banging on the door trying to get your attention.
So you have to ask yourself, what has stayed the same in my life? That right there, that's the wound. You have to address it because the dream isn't going to stop until the lesson is learned. So what are you waiting for?
Part 3. This is what you do next. So let's get one thing straight. Knowing is not enough, especially not with this kind of work. The dreams that Pamela Coleman Smith made possible for us, they aren't meant to be just, analyzed and then filed away on a shelf. No, they are meant to be acted upon, and we're starting right now. We're going to translate these dreams into actual, real-world action. But listen, we don't all process the same way, so you've got to find the method that matches how you're built. We'll start with the thinkers and the writers, those of you who make sense of the world through structured analysis. Okay, first up, the dream journal ritual. And the urgency here is real. I mean it. Every dream you don't write down is a message your psyche is just going to have to send you again. Only next time it'll be louder, harder, and way more disruptive. So keep a notebook right at your bedside. The moment your eyes open, before your feet even hit the floor, write it all down. Don't interpret yet, just capture everything. Then you review it weekly. A recurring card, that's a crisis signal. The intensity is escalating? Yeah, that's your psyche raising its voice. This next method is all about directness. It's called the card to action mapping session, and it's perfect for that analytical mind. You make 3 columns. Simple. First, what does the card represent? Second, where exactly does that dynamic exist in my life? And third, this is the most important part. What is one specific action I can take this week? See, the death card isn't about vaguely ending something. It's about naming that toxic job and updating your damn resume. Generalities just protect you from accountability. Specifics get you free. All right, let's shift gears. This is for the visual and creative souls out there, the ones who connect through imagery, through symbols, and through pure expression. This is the single card mirror method. You are carrying a wound you haven't even named yet, and an unnamed wound will run your entire life from the shadows. So I want you to pull the physical card from your deck. Put it somewhere you will see it all day long. Tape it to your mirror, your laptop, whatever. And every single time you see it, you ask only this one question. Where in my life right now does this energy live? Trust the very first answer that pops into your head. By the end of the day, you'll have mapped that dream's message right onto a real situation. And that leads us right into the creative channel practice. Look, you process truth by creating things, so it's time to stop using your creativity for everything except your own healing. After a dream, I want you to make something, a quick sketch, a playlist, a collage, but the goal here is absolutely crucial. It is not to create something polished or shareable. It is to create something true, something raw. The act of getting what's internal out into the external world is one of the most powerful tools you have, period. And now for our final applications. These are for those of you who live in your bodies, who process things through physical intuition and through connecting with other people. This is the body check-in protocol. Your body knows the truth of your dream long before your mind catches up. So, after a big dream, before you check your phone, before you talk to anyone, take 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes of intentional movement. Walk around, stretch, just stand in the shower. And as you're moving, silently ask your body this one question. Where is the dream sitting in me? Now, pay attention to where you feel that tension, that response. That's where the card's message has landed in your nervous system. That tightness in your chest when you dream of the tower. That's your body confirming the collapse you're already anticipating. That heavy feeling in your gut with the moon card, that's your instinct screaming about a deception you haven't confronted yet. Your body is a spiritual instrument. It's time to use it. And finally, we have the conversation prompt technique. Let's be honest, you've been carrying way too much alone for way too long, and this dream is your subconscious basically begging you to stop. So bring it to one trusted person, and you're not going to them for analysis. You're going to share. Start with, I dreamed about this card and it made me feel this way. Then just listen. The right person reflects back the truth you can't see in yourself, but choose carefully, not the friend who tells you what you want to hear, the one who tells you what you need to hear. Okay, this is the final word. You have the tools now. You have the language, you have the dream. So do something with it. Here's the most crucial point of all this. The dreams you are being given are not decorative. They are directional. They are a map pointing you directly to the parts of your life where you are sleepwalking. It is time to wake up. Go inside.